our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito'y mapapakinggan.
Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. The program that is a call for the times during this 21st century pandemic, seeing breakthrough beyond horizons. This is Two for the Road. Challenges are usually solved and stepped up to as partners know the worth and value of being two for the road. Join the global business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas and the global marketing leader Bingo Matta as they discuss collaborations in the program that pivots on partnerships. This is Two for the Road, only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
Magandang hapon, business and SME audience. Welcome to the program that caters to the development of your business life as a partner. From the concept and opportunity as an entrepreneur encounters with, we now prepare you with someone with the same knowledge, radar, mindset, and either supplementary or complementary in putting your business on the next level. Only here in Two for the Road Pivoting Partnerships. And of course, our will pave the way for your partnership journey in your business and the industry that you are in. I now would like to call on them. Shout out first to our media mentor, Rolly Pagaspas, who is sitting as our program director today. Hi, Rolly. Also, I'd like to call on my co-anchor, Arlene Padua-Martinez, to greet the audience. She's a marketing champion, an MSME mentor, an industry leader. She personifies on how to win being a woman and also winning with women. As she defines as an anchor ace in his entrepreneurial sleeves, is having the right woman partner, both in personal life and business life. Business audience, please welcome our global logistics leader, Arlene Padua-Martinez.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Bingo. Thank you for that kind introduction. Hi to Rolly. Hi, shout out. Nanonood siya sa atin ngayon. So, it's so nice to be back. And for the audience, be in tune for us all the time today because we have a very engaging topic, which is service contraction. Yes. Diba? Contractualization. Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's a partnership. Yes, it's on time and lahat ng tao medyo tinitignan yan how we can make our cost variable, no, hindi fixed cost. So how do we do that is something that we will learn from two people today who is actually in partnership, in a very strong partnership later. Now, Bingo?
Yes, and of course, we'll be introducing also for today one guy that will be part of the show of Two for the Road. As you know, Arlene, I'll be promoting na rin for on Two for the Road yung upcoming show, which will be called
Let's Go Negosyo
Let's
Mo.
Go Negosyo. Now Na.
Now Na.
Now Na with
Yes.
mentor Rolly Pagaspas. This will start on September. And we'll be adding more co-hosts and anchor for the Two for the Road, and I'm excited to introduce to you JT Solis as our new co-host every third week of the month. We'll have three more co-hosts, and we would like to present the first of the three. He's a millennial, a tech-savvy, an e-commerce leader. He is into agribusiness, tech service, support business, also into media. Let us all welcome the Senior Vice President of Agilis Group, the ERP leader for big MSM companies, the e-commerce maverick, JT Solis.
Wow, thanks a lot, Bingo, for that wonderful introduction. Of course, I don't really know if I can live up to such kind of introduction, but I'd like to thank, first and foremost, our business mentor, Rolly Pagaspas, for making this happen. I've heard so much, Arlene and Bingo, about this Two for the Road partnerships program, and I've heard that it is probably the most popular, the most compelling, but also I would say the most anticipated program every Saturday of V81 Radio Worldwide. So I'd like to congratulate you both for that, and I look forward to having a very good run this afternoon. And thanks for bringing me aboard, Bingo and Arlene.
We're very much excited, JT, that you're now part of Two for the Road, and the pleasure and honor is ours.
Yes.
Ang ganda ng topic natin for today because we'll be discussing about contractualization. So, two of our guests will be discussing this more thoroughly kung ano ba ibig sabihin ng contractualization, how does this affect the businesses now. Yes, Arlene, would you like to say something?
Oo. Kasi like, having been in the corporate world, no, and I've seen a lot of people, I've met a lot of people in the manufacturing. You know, sa manufacturing, ang tawag dyan is farm out, diba? When you farm out, you outsource. Sa atin, sa logistics, it's actually third-party logistics. Andyan yung tinatawag na outsourcing. In different industries, we call it we have different lingos for that. Pero bottom line, iisa lang po ang ibig sabihin yan, which is basically outsourcing. When you talk about naman yung service industry, wherein manpower is needed and required, dito naman tinatawag natin na service contractualization. Now, for me, I believe, no, having come from a multinational company, we normally do this when we wanted to stream on cost. Yan lang yung fixed cost mo, sobrang tumataas. Lalo-lalo na ngayon, no? In these days of pandemic, we cannot afford a very high fixed cost. And as an entrepreneur or anyone who's in the management side of any business, you would always try to find a way to minimize cost. And one way of doing so is by converting yung mga fixed cost mo na maging variable cost. And yung iba, nagiging variable cost yan by service contracting or outsourcing or getting a third-party logistics to handle very sensitive parts of your business. Para ikaw, naka-focus ka na lang sa yung pagpapatakbo ng negosyo, or ensuring that your revenue stream lines are growing and continually, nandun ang focus ng management. Tama ba, Jay?
Agree. I definitely agree with Arlene. And apart from that, I guess also because Arlene sort of and me sort of share somehow the same experience when it comes to e-commerce, logistics, and the courier space. And I agree, 3PL. But also because I think in terms of management, it's easier to just communicate and articulate SLAs, service level agreements and standards to farmed out or outsourced workers instead of having the headache of actually managing even people that many wherein you have a formal employee to employer relationship. So for us, I think it's easier, it's timely, but it's also relevant given the challenging circumstances that we have right now.
Yes.
Correct.
I
I
agree
have
with
to agree
Arlene.
on that. Yeah.
I
Ay, sabi
agree
nga,
with
Bingo.
Yes,
Oo,
Arlene?
Bingo. Sasabihin ko lang kasi na we have to give, as an entrepreneur, ikaw, alam mo yan, Bingo, na pag hindi mo core competency, give it to somebody else who can handle it well, na yun na yung core competency niya. Para sinasabi nga ni JT, tanggal lang sakit ng ulo. Diba?
Yes.
Hindi ka na mag-start from scratch. You will start all the way na puro mali. Where yun yung service level agreement, defined na. So, yun yung maganda sa pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Because what we have, the people we have today are actually experts in these fields. And it's so exciting for us to be able to talk to them later and, learn from them as well, how they do this in their industry.
Okay. I agree with both of you, Arlene and JT. Napaka-importante, lalo kung ang isang negosyo ay lumalaki at wala kang core competency pagdating sa pagmamanage sa manpower mo. Kailangan mo pa mag-create ng isang department to handle the growing manpower. But if you partner with someone who's an expert in this field, mas makakasave ka sa cost. At the same time, yung expertise on managing HR-related functions, nandun na alam na nung magiging kausap mo o yung magiging partner mo. Maybe we can show now a video of what really is a contracting business or how to start a general contracting business.
Hi, my name is Mark and
So,
we're going to look
video
at
for
how
that.
to start a general contracting business. At the end of the day, contracting, really, we're talking about construction, the construction business, but it doesn't necessarily need to be construction. It could be many, many fields of work. The main issue here, if you're talking about general contracting, is that you are really, in loose terms, project managing. You are overseeing a set of tasks, objectives, and making sure that they are completed by an agreed period of time. So when you start up a business like this, your role is to facilitate, to ensure that every single function that is required, whether it be building a house or performing a function, whatever it happens to be, is done to the agreement, to the letter of the agreement, so that both parties are happy. You get paid on time, and the person receiving the service is satisfied with the function. So when you do this, you have to think about working with people, professionals, colleagues, whoever it happens to be, that know the elements of the task that is required to be done. So in other words, if you are building a bungalow for somebody, then you need to have a scaffolder, somebody who can lay the bricks, somebody who can help with the foundation, somebody who can help with the land, maybe in terms of the purchasing of the land, somebody who can help set up the whole thing as required, as per specification. But your job as a general contractor is to oversee all functions. There are a number of factors that you need to consider as a contractor. Do you belong to an association? Do you need to be a part of a member of an organisation or authority? A part of a union, in fact? Do you have to fulfil certain obligations before you can actually promote yourself as a contractor? Then you have to think about, if you are going into, let's say, building construction, for example, the investment involved. We're talking about vehicles, we're talking about cement mixers, we're talking about whether you purchase them or hire them, either which way there's a financial investment involved. And it's a risk because you're the one who's basically taking that financial step on the basis of a contract. So you need to consider these things very, very carefully.
Yeah, that's a good video. We shall have for today's partnership feature, service contracting, particularly manpower service contracting partners. They are very important in our corporate management because they answer staffing needs for the temporary jobs in our organization. We shall find out the X factor ingredient for this kind of partnership in a manpower service contracting business. We shall hear from them in full galore when we return after this message from our program partners.
We'll be back shortly. This is Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Kabayan, naho-homesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever.
Are you an online business owner? Do you worry about shipping your products on time? Is it a hassle to deliver to customers abroad? Shipping options can be expensive, limited, or unreliable. That's why you need a new way to transport your goods overseas. Introducing My Cartero, a new, convenient, and reliable way to deliver your products across the globe. With My Cartero, you can distribute merchandise internationally. Ship your packages to the regional hub in 24 hours. Deliver items as small as 50 grams. Ship based on your needs. And track your packages online. You can even learn about sending to other countries via free consultations. With My Cartero, you don't need to visit a post office or courier branch. Simply book online, wait for our rider, and ship your product. Now, you can boost your conversion, satisfy your customers, and grow your business with My Cartero.
May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Now back to Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
We are back, partner Arlene, and we shall bring to you the main handle of this show, Partnership Feature of the Week. Tech, please play the segment intro for the Partnerships of the Week.
Companies need collaborators as suppliers, dealers, distributors, value-added agencies, and solutions providers. Together, they find the answers to the many business challenges. Let us meet them here at Partnership Feature of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Two for the Road. For today, we're very fortunate to have with us a very influential lady, not only in the service industry, but also in the Philippines, you know. It's so nice to welcome a friend who would share with us her learnings and so much more. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the President and CEO of Executive Genesis Services Incorporated. She is also the president of the Philippine Association of Legitimate Service Contractors. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Rhoda Castro Caliwara.
Hi, good afternoon to both of you. Good
Hi.
afternoon, and to all the viewers of Two for the Road. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It's nice to be here. Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you for
me.
being with us. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you, Rhoda, for being part of Two for the Road. Arlene, first, let us play the corporate video of Executive Genesis. Tech,
All
play,
right.
please.
From our humble beginnings in 1993 to the present, through the best times and through the most challenging times, Executive Genesis celebrates a quarter of a century of blessed growth, innovation, and excellence in the manpower industry. Today, Executive Genesis Services Incorporated is a reliable provider of innovative workforce solutions in the country. Many household names, plus a diverse roster of industry leaders, comprise our present client base. Many of them have trusted Exogen for many years to deliver exactly the right talent that they need.
But we don't stop at identifying great talent. Exogen believes in the God-given potentials of the Filipino labor force, so we equip them with excellent work ethic and the competencies that set them apart in the fiercely competitive Philippine job market.
In our commitment to integrity and doing things the right and honorable way, we ensure that they get all the statutory benefits mandated by Philippine law, because a happy workforce is a productive workforce. Through its 25-year history, Exogen has grown relentlessly and now offers a wide variety of services. First, talent acquisition. From promodizers to utility personnel to events and marketing people. Whatever talent you might need, Exogen has an excellent track record for matching your organization with the right people in the shortest time possible. Second, training and development. Our trainers ensure that you get the people with exactly the skills you need in the numbers you need. We coach our people and develop their careers with cutting-edge training programs. Third, trade marketing. Our innovative marketing teams offer well-honed expertise and an understanding of the Filipino market sharpened by over 2 decades of experience. We can promise to enhance the name recall of your brand by connecting and promoting you to the right markets. From traditional product displays, marketing collaterals, merchandising, sales incentive strategies, to other more creative means to promote your business, we will help you identify the best strategies to grow your customer base. We can also take care of your sales and inventory monitoring, so you can focus on doing what you do best. Fourth, events management. Activations, exhibits, product launches, test markets, bundling, sampling. Fifth, janitorial and other allied services. As we take that great leap towards our vision of becoming a company that offers the widest range of services, our janitors, utility workers, field and lawn personnel, skilled manpower such as welders, fabricators, and machinists are definitely reliable and are well sought after. Affiliations and partnerships with these prestigious organizations help us enhance and expand our service offerings.
From our first office in Manila, we expanded our operations to Subic, Santa Rosa, Laguna, Cebu, Iloilo, Davao, and Cagayan de Oro City. With all these breakthroughs and growth, Exigen has held on to that old Filipino adage of always looking back and remembering our roots. Exigen cares to give back to the Filipino community through its various corporate social responsibility activities.
Both our clients and our workforce continue to inspire us, so we at Exigen keep growing and get exponentially better at what we do.
At Exigen, we believe that as we earnestly heed the needs of our clients and consistently putting value in our greatest asset, our people, and pursue excellence in our work, God will make a clear path and even open more doors of opportunities for our company. We look with great expectations to many more years of competitiveness, productiveness, and breakthroughs in our journey ahead.
Wow! Rhoda, na-amaze ako sa iyong company. It's so big. And you have a lot of services to offer indeed. Diba, no, Bingo?
Yes, ang laki na ng company ni Rhoda. I'm very sure ang dami niyang natulungan na companies by providing manpower services.
So now I'm very excited, no? Makita niyo yung expertise ng ating guest and then her mastery of her craft. Marami talaga tayong matututunan. So mga kapatid, kababayan, mga nakikinig sa VAT1 to Further Road, be prepared now and ready your pen and paper because you will learn a lot in this episode. Now, may I start, no? Bingo, parang gusto ko na magtanong eh. Alam mo, oo, ito hindi maraming nakakaalam. But when I was in high school, I had a feel of being employed ng isang ahensya, no? Below the line marketing. And you know, we're doing the groceries, and we do the promo for the groceries at that time. And it's one of the leading FMCG in the companies at that time. So parang naglalaro-laro lang ako nung bata ako because like I think I was just 16 when I started doing my part-time work, and I fell into this agreement with an agency for a below the line marketing activity. So nako, matagal na yan, di ba? So ngayon interesado ako because when I was looking at the owner of that particular company, yung ahensya na yon, no? What I learned is that he used to work with a multinational company, yung FMCG na yon. Tapos, nag-spin off siya kasi nasa marketing siya eh. So, he decided then, gusto kong mag-provide ng tao. And then, he resigned and he put up his own agency na service provider. Now, I am so interested to learn from you, Rhoda, and know, how did you pivot, you know, from I know you used to be with Panasonic as one of the heads of sales, and then what was the turning point, of establishing this business?
Okay. Again, good afternoon, everyone. Nakaka-pressure naman yung mga maraming gusto matutunan ng ating mga viewers. But anyway, I'll try my very best na maibahagi kung ano yung alam ko about the business, about the industry, and I hope it would somehow makapag-share ako ng tama at magandang wisdom about this business, about this industry. But anyway, sabi ni Arlene, she started working at the age of 16, so she's even younger. Sa akin, when I started also working, I started at the age of 18. At I never stopped since then. Okay, ganun tayo, no?
Oo.
We started young talaga. But anyway, I was in a multinational company, as you mentioned kanina, kung ano yung company name. Yeah, I was in a multinational, well, good for this company na nabanggit mo, di ba? Advertisement rin para sa kanila. Pero kalaban ng isang guest nyo later. But anyway, as I was saying, I was in a multinational company when I thought of putting up a service contracting company, or mas kilala pa noon as Manpower Agency. Yun kasi yung tawag noon eh. But we want to get away na sa tawag na yun because nag-connote ng hindi magandang image, kumbaga. That company that I used to work for was getting promodizers, mga merchandisers, and people from a manpower service provider. And when I saw it as a thriving business, sabi ko, okay, I wanted to ask my cousin during that time who just came from an assignment abroad to join the business and be my partner dun sa negosyo. We started small. I introduced her to some of my friends who were also in the industry. And as what they say, the rest is history.
Wow. Diba? If I may ask, how long ago was that? 25 years? 10 years ago?
Well, the company has been existing for more than 26 years now. At syempre, ayokong bigyan ng idea ang ating mga viewers kung ilang taon na ako. So I'd rather say that I started at the age of 15 para forever 40.
Alam mo, the reason why I wanted to know that, but I know nga, sabi ko nga kanina, batikan ka na sa industriya. You know the ins and outs of the industry in any which way you look at it. Kahit siguro nakapikit ka, kaya mong sagutin yung mga tanong. Natawa talaga ikaw. So, I have a question now. What were the major learning points along the way that you have learned, when you took that turning point, and you jump into the bandwagon of entrepreneurship, especially in this dating Manpower Agency, ngayon ang tawag na natin is service contracting companies. What were the valuable lessons that you may share with us?
When I was starting, it was all about the returns, monetary rewards, and financial freedom. Diba? Ganun tayo. Masyado tayong gusto kong kumita. Well, I have been in the business, as I said, I've been in the business for 26 years. And along the way, well, it took me years to realize na the starting point pala in putting up a business, it should start with a problem that needs a solution. And think of ways, how can you be part of the solution of the problem? How can you provide a solution to the problem? Then slowly, hanggang makapag-isip ka na at ma-meditate mo na maigi kung ano ba ang mission and objectives ng ginagawa mo or ng company na sinet up mo. So when I finally got to know what my mission was, what my objectives were, so doon na, no matter how big the problems pala, the hurdles, the challenges that I faced and experienced, parang I took them as a learning process, or part of the learning process, I should say. Another learning point is yung start small. Kasi I have tried many times putting up other businesses aside from this one, aside from business contracting or service contracting company. And I shelled out big amounts of capital or money. And then it failed. They failed. So masakit para sa akin. Masakit sa bulsa, masakit sa damdamin. And then, yun pala, when people start saying thank you for giving me jobs, for providing jobs, not just mere jobs, but decent jobs, doon mo na marirealize that you're a part of an advocacy na pala, providing employment to Filipino workforce, and will get you realize pa rin that you are doing something significant na, and not just making money. Parang ganon.
You know what I like about your organization? You made a lot of you gave us a lot of stories and learnings earlier. Not all service contracting companies do offer people development programs, and that is something that it was highlighted to me during the time that your AVP was running. No? I came to remember the other companies that I'm familiar with that takes people development and people empowerment for granted. But I think it's also anchored on that advocacy that you have seen, no? That creating jobs is already an advocacy for you. I've also learned that sa buhay nga, sabi nga ng isang prime minister from Malaysia, that the business should not be focused on 3 P's lang, no? Which is profit, people, but we should also be focused on planet. And I think your business encompasses that. You're very focused with not only the profit, no, it follows, but yung people and planet. So pag tinitignan ko talaga, Rhoda, yung ginagawa mo, nakaka-amaze. So ilan na ba yung tao mo ngayon? Ako parang napakadami ha. From Metro Manila, nag-branch out ka na, napakadami. So if we may know, how many people are you managing?
We're operating nationwide. As mentioned in the video, we have satellite offices scattered all over the cities. Well, nasa mga key cities in the country. And we're deploying thousands. I don't have the exact figure as of now, but we are deploying thousands of people nationwide. And as you mentioned kanina, Arlene, well, yung developing people, kasi that's, kaganang sinabi ko nga kanina, it's not that easy to come up with objectives ng isang kumpanya. Kailangan mong malaman muna, kailangan mong masyado mong isipin at ipag-pray, ano ba yung objective ko, ano ba yung purpose ko. So, doon na, lalabas na yung, hanggang na-realize mo or nakita mo na kung ano yung purpose mo, sa bakit mo ginagawang isang bagay. Then, madali na para sa'yo gumawa ng mission, pati yung mga corporate objectives mo. And one of our corporate objectives is to develop people. We have 4 corporate objectives, actually, to honor God in everything we do, to pursue excellence, develop people, and to grow profitably. These are the 4 corporate objectives namin na hindi namin pinalitan since nung nag-start kami nung 1993. Until now, same mission, same vision, and same corporate objectives.
Nakakatuwa, Arlene, yung ginagawa ni Rhoda ngayon. Imagine, thousands of people yung natutulungan niya magkaroon ng job. So let's just say, for example, kung meron 5,000 na natulungan niya mabigyan ng jobs, these 5,000 people, meron pamilya yan eh. And more like for each individual, meron silang natutulungan na 4 members of the family. So imagine 5,000 yung multiply into 5. So the jobs being created by Rhoda is impacting the livelihood or the income stream of 25,000 individual. Ganon kaganda. Yung naging advocacy na siya. Nakakatuwa siya.
Wow. I wanted to see, although you already told us how you have expanded, but how do you embrace opportunities? in your organization as a service contracting company?
Maraming opportunities eh. A few months ago during the ECQ, we asked for meetings. Ito, with our partners, are you saying that yung dynamics
Yes,
with
yes.
Okay. Few months ago, during the ECQ, mula nung in-announce na may lockdown nga, we asked for meetings now with our clients. We presented to them some proposals, and at the same time, we asked for the plans then and directions, syempre. So we could align yung ating mga plano rin namin to theirs. It's good na most of our clients naman are in the same page with us. Both parties are willing to embrace technology for efficiency and take measures na rin for safety ng mga tao namin.
Grabe, no? Itong nabanggit mo yung nangyari sa atin, ng mga lockdown. And of course, that is indeed itself a threat to your business. So how did you conquer that?
Siguro nasanay na rin ako sa mga threats, sa mga disruptions, even before this pandemic.
Ano pa ba yung mga threats mo? Marami ba?
We have lived through adversities and challenges talaga. Those we call disruptions to businesses are paramount reasons na to our continuous survival as an industry or as a business. How we have been bombarded, di ba, by incessant calls for the banning of service contracting ng ilang years yan. But thank God we are still here. We survived. We are in the business of parang through manpower, and we rely on labor force. And now, syempre, with the advent of the fourth industrial revolution, we are also faced with the harsh realities and implications ng technological advancements, which will certainly affect the demand for workforce in the near future. Tapos dumating pa itong COVID-19 pandemic, idagdag natin sa mix, and we have a perfect cocktail of disruptions that, of course, significantly altered the way we do business. So parang nandun na lahat, nadaanan na lahat yung mga disruptions na to, and until now hindi tayo tinatantanan ng mga disruptions, but well,
looking at Rhoda, and she was saying that she was bombarded here and there, punched by different threats here and there, but look at her, she's so calm and collected, as if nothing happened. This is a very strong lady we have here, and I know that alam mo yun, there is this persona in her that I think it's one of the things that made her stand up and conquer this would be her faith, because she is a lady of faith. I presume, because with the corporate objectives, the number one that one of the four objectives is that is anchored on her faith. Tama ba ako?
That's right. It's to honor God in everything we do.
And for 26 years, partner Arlene, imagine, ang dami ng dinaanan na experiences ni Rhoda. So, tested na through all ups and downs, alam na niya kung ano mangyayari. I think even with this COVID, sisiw lang yan kay Rhoda with all the experiences he had.
Sisiw na yan kay Rhoda.
Yes.
Sa mga, sa mga nakikinig sa atin, if you would look into what she went through in the last 2 years, representing her association in different hearings, talagang kasi nga yung threat, hindi lang sa company niya, but doon sa industriya nila, ginagalawan nila. Medyo hindi halata kay Rhoda na nabagabag siya . And one thing good about that is that they were able to deliver the things that needs to be changed, anong tawag mo doon? Narinig ang boses ng industriya dahil sa iyo. Ikaw yun . kitang-kita kasi how you have adapted to the disruptions eh. But as a company, how does your company adapt to disruptions?
I'm sorry, Arlene. Hello.
You have shown us as a person in moving in an industry and leading the industry, the pack no. Pero yung company nyo, if you would allow us to see how you are adapting to disruptions such as the pandemic, tapos kung ano-ano pangyayari sa industriya. Let's say in your branching out, diba, maraming kailangang i-adapt eh. So how does your company adapt with the disruptions that's happening here and there?
Well, one is, which is I find is very, very important, is you need to communicate clearly sa iyong mga teammates, sa iyong mga colleagues, kung ano yung nangyayari. And don't talk it out. Kasi kami ang nangyayari sa amin during the ECQ, meron kaming almost daily na meetings with the members of the management committees. Almost every day yon. How to calibrate, how to replan, how to re-strategize. So nandun lahat pinag-uusapan. And then yung meron din kaming nakakascade namin ng madali rin sa aming mga kasamahan, the members of the rest of the colleagues in the office, dahil meron din kaming weekly na meeting with them. So we pray together, we update them on the regulations, ano mga policies of the government, ano ba yung mga ayuda na pwedeng like the camp, yung mga SBWS ng SSS and DOF, mga tipong gano'n, lahat na i-communicate namin clearly sa aming mga kasamahan. And then from there, mag-uusap kami kung paano kami malalampasan, kung ano yung mga plans. Kasi yung mga plinano namin several months ago, during our business plan meetings, tinapon na namin lahat yon. Kaya, every day, as I said, halos araw-araw na nag-uusap kami ng mga members of the management committee, pag-usapan kung paano namin malalampasan yung daily na nangyayari. And at the same time, we thought then of mag-diversify and offer more services.
Pinakikinggan pa lang kita, parang napagod na ako eh. Natutulog ka pa ba, my dear Rhoda? Nakatulog ka ba during the pandemic times? Etong mga lockdown na hindi halata. And one of the things that I would hear a lot of entrepreneurs in the Philippines is really when they cry out during this lockdown that they have been really badly hit financially. What is your situation, in terms of yung financial crisis na feel nyo ba yun o you were prepared?
Well, I keep on saying this. Sa lahat ng mga pwedeng mangyari sa buhay mo, you can never be prepared. But I heard from one of the business gurus that I look up to, said in one of his interviews, if there's one thing, sabi niya, if there's one thing that a business person need to do or need to hold on to sa mga panahon ngayon, this time of pandemic, is to hold on to your cash. So collection is very, very important, as we need to be liquid, syempre, at this time. I'm just so blessed that our clients at yung inyong isang guest later on is one of them na sensitive enough to understand and yung aming mga needs ng mga contractors, and very much aware on the situation and what we're going through. So, hold on to the cash kung anong meron ka. But at the same time, nandyan na yung mga pagtitipid and mga hindi cost-cutting measures but rather cost-saving measures na lang siguro. Rather than cost-cutting measures, cost-saving measures.
Partner Arlene, ito lang namang guest talaga natin. Imagine, for 26 years yung experience niya. Talagang, who else can we consult pagdating sa service contractor? No other than Rhoda, Caliwara. Dahil talagang marami na siya napagdaanan, marami siyang challenges na overcome na. Even now, alam niya kung anong gagawin. Sabi nga niya, hindi na siya natutulog. So makikita mo yung passion niya to help also other people nandun, especially during this pandemic time. Rhoda, where are you now? Where are your company now? What do you think now is your company's relevance to the industry, especially now to the new normal?
Actually, yung mga objectives why this industry should exist is pareho pa rin before the pandemic, during pandemic, and I think even after the pandemic. There are reasons, if I may say, na why companies outsource or why companies engage the services of service contractors like us. If ang iba merong mga 10, 15 reasons, ako meron akong 5 major reasons. And it was mentioned na rin kanina yung sabi ni Arlene na nakaka-save daw ang mga ang mga companies, ang mga principal companies. Because if I may konting idea rin on anong klaseng arrangement na meron kami with our principal companies. Ito yung tinatawag na trilateral arrangement. So meron kami as service contractors, merong principal clients, and then there's employees. Ngayon, we, as mentioned kanina by Arlene, nagpa-farm out ng services yung mga principal clients. Kasi meron silang core competency na dapat doon sila mag-focus. Ngayon, yung mga ibang processes nila, to make them agile, to make them quickly respond kung ano yung mga ever-changing conditions, i-outsource na lang nila. And that is agility on the part ng mga principal companies. Another thing is yung cost saving, cost efficiency. I don't think it's cost reduction ang tawag doon, but it's economical. Meaning, yung mga ibang pwedeng gawin ng mga ibang service contractors, na ibang processes, para mas lalong mag-increase yung productivity ng mga principal companies, ipapagawa na nila dyan. Like for example, hiring, yung recruitment, processing ng payroll, pag-control, pag-supervise ng mga tao. Might as well, ikaw na principal company, ayoko nang gawin to. Research and development ang focus ko. Para mas mapalaki ang kumpanya ko. Para mas lalo ma-improve ko ang produkto ko. I'd rather outsource na lang mga ibang processes. Because other companies are like tao na habang lumalaki, habang tumataba, nagiging mabagal. And that weight is needed ng kumpanya. Pero ang gawin na lang ng mga kumpanya is to outsource na lang yung mga iba. Kasi meron silang core competency na kung saan dapat silang mag-focus. Dapat nandun yung concentration, dapat nandun yung focus nila. So, these are the things na kung bakit kailangan ng mga kumpanya ang service contractors. Not to mention, syempre, yung flexibility on solutions. Diba? We bridge the gap. Maraming mga bagong new entrants sa labor force na mga bagong, yung mga newly grads, walang mga experience, hindi nakagraduate. So kami yung nagbe-bridge ng gap. Kami yung springboard, kumbaga. Para kapag nagkaroon na sila ng experience sa amin, mas madali sila makuha ng mga ibang kumpanya. Mas employable sila. So, ang daming rason kung bakit kailangang mag-exist ang service contractors or itong industriya ng service contracting. Not to mention yung seasonality, pagiging global competitive ng Pilipinas, so many reasons. So I think before, during, and after the pandemic, this industry should exist dahil kailangan pa rin siya ng mga principal companies, ng mga client companies, at kailangan siya ng Pilipinas.
Wow. Very fruitful conversation, Rhoda. Thank you for that. Service contracting is really here to stay. There are about 110 million Filipinos, and we need a service provider that can outsource, screen, and hire for the corporations. And your company will do a lot to be able to help out these corporations and groups. In the meantime, we will pause for a break as we shall hear the other side of the partnership when we return after this next message from our program partners. So habang hinihintay natin yung next break natin, nakakatuwa kanina, partner Arlene, no? Nabanggit ni Rhoda yung core competency. Kumbaga, parang tao, habang tumataba, no, di ba, bumabaga. So, nakaka-apekto dun sa movement, dun sa flow. So, by providing the HR functions to somebody or an organization na talagang expert na, like her company, mas makaka-focus ka ngayon doon sa core competence ng kumpanya mo. If your company is good in sales marketing, focus mo yung lahat ng efforts and energy mo sa sales and marketing. And let someone handle your HR functions, yung contractualization, yung pag-hire, yung service contracting. If your focus is more on business development or logistics, you focus more on that. And get help from expert like that of Rhoda's company.
Correct, correct.
And being Arlene, if I'm add, kasi I just want to correct the misconception na yung mga tao na dinideploy namin sa mga different companies are contractuals pa rin for the rest of their lives. Okay, hindi yon. They go through same process ng probationary period. So after ng probationary period, they are regular employees of ours, of the service contractors. Kasi ang fina-farm out ng isang principal company is the service.
Yes.
So, itong mga taong ito, kasi yun nga, kaya nagkaroon ng malaking issue ng contractualization is because of that misconception na security of tenure ang mga tao at inaabuso. Though, meron talagang may mga service contractors talaga na nang-aabuso. That's why in every industry naman meron, di ba? Wala namang perfect. So, it's just a matter of selecting, choosing the right service contractor to serve your company.
And Exogen Services is the right service contractor.
Now you know. Oo, ngayon alam na natin kung sinong kakausapin natin para expand.
Yes.
And para members natin, isasama ko rin ang mga members ng Philippine Association of Legitimate Service Contractors.
Who also take care of their contractuals into becoming regulars as well. Okay, for now, we're ready for a short break. Tech?
We'll be back shortly. This is Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist, so you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want and avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station, streaming worldwide. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
Now back to Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
We are back, partner.
We are back.
Nakakatuwa yung discussion natin with Rhoda, no? Nakikita mo nandun yung ano niya, yung passion niya to help other people. Hindi na sa kanya papasok yung profit eh. Sabi nga niya, naging part na ng advocacy niya yung helping out people, reaching out to these people and give them jobs. Especially now, there are almost, I think, even more than 50% of Filipinos now, adult Filipinos, are unemployed because of the pandemic. We shall now hear the other side of the partnership for our next guest. Tech, please play the next segment intro.
Companies need collaborators as suppliers, dealers, distributors, value-added agencies, and solutions providers. Together, they find the answers to the many business challenges. Let us meet them here at Partnership Feature of the Week.
Wow, kanina, no? For those who just tuned in, I just wanted to keep you in the loop that you're listening to Two for the Road Pivoting Partnerships. At ang pinag-uusapan po namin ngayon about service contracting. Now, earlier, we were able to talk to the partner, yung nagdadala ng service dito sa companies, the ka-partner nila in running the business. Now, who we have here is actually the senior manager of a multinational company. The company is actually the #1 television or appliance from China. So we have with us the senior manager of TCL Sun Inc., no other than Mr. Jay Guanzon. Welcome, Jay.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Arlene, Sir Bingo. Good afternoon then to our viewers. I'm glad to be invited to your program.
It's so nice that you have time to be with us. No? Hindi lahat ng kapartners umuoo, lalo na kung ang pag-uusapan natin medyo sensitive in such a way that it's service contracting. You're outsourcing. And not everybody would want to discuss about it. Parang trade secret ko yan. Diba? Ayokong malaman mo kung kanino ko nag-outsource or if ever I do outsource, diba? But so thank you very much for giving time and hindi lang sa amin but sa mga nakikinig sa V81 Two for the Road. So thank you, Jay.
Actually, Miss Arlene, it's no shame. Actually, we're proud of it, especially that one of our major partners is Ma'am Rhoda. We've been with her for, I think, more than 12 years already.
Wow, tagal na.
Solid.
Yeah.
Grabe, solid.
Actually, before this company, I've been working with her na rin. But that was 10 years ago.
So you used to work with her in the...
When I was still in JVC. It's another multinational company.
So with TCL now, from JVC, you transferred to TCL. And then for 12 years, you've been engaging with Rhoda's company, no?
Yeah.
Jay, siguro yung nakatulong din yung exposure mo sa JVC because nakilala mo na si Rhoda. Is that one of your main considerations in outsourcing? And ano may naging impact nito dun sa trabaho mo?
No, actually, Sir Bingo, not only that, no, of course, more than the friendship, we have several considerations for outsourcing. And as what Miss Arlene was saying a while ago, it's true, we really need to keep the fixed expenses low. And at least manage our variable expenses. Now, more than that, of course, a popular question is, do we do parang manpower sourcing in-house, or do we hire an agency to do so? Now, it's true that we really need agility and we need to be flexible when it comes to expanding our workforce, especially me belonging to a multinational company, no? Paano ba to? The sales targets are really aggressive, and growth demands to us is quite high year on year. So parang there's a sudden burst of need for parang manpower expansion. So we don't want to pretend that our company is well versed and knowledgeable in parang expanding the workforce that fast. So we employ experts like Exigen. Currently, we do have around actually almost 1,000 contractual employees nationwide. Kasi contrary to the belief of a lot of customers, of course, when you go to appliance stores, You think that sabihin na natin, the dealers hired those people. It was actually the suppliers who do. So every time that a dealer is expanding, of course, we have no choice but to oblige. But again, parang sometimes we're just given a 2 weeks notice lang. Oh, we're opening na this store. Okay, thank you. So we need to inform our manpower agency that um, we need the person to be assigned in this store rushed. And a lot of times nasa ano yan, outskirts yan. Wala siya sa main cities. And having a partner like Exigen, we can oblige our dealers.
I have a
Nabanggit mo,
question.
nabanggit mo nga kanina, partner Arlene, di ba? One of the biggest manufacturers ang TCL because ang dami niyang minamanufacture na TVs. Yes, your
Hindi lang
question,
TV. Oo,
and
may
other
tanong kasi.
appliances.
Yeah. May
Yeah.
tanong kasi ako kay Jay.
Yes, Miss Arlene.
I have a little background on manufacturing and appliances, not as a service provider to them. No, I wanted to find out when you came here and you started, you look at ways of growing the business in the Philippines. Was it more of a suggestion from the management team that we have to take into this course of action in terms of farming out or outsourcing, especially yung ginagawa nila Rhoda for you, or was it a culture of the company to really wherever they are, they're used to outsourcing?
Actually, no, we don't have those kinds of guidelines from our headquarters. It was actually our internal decision here. Because any way you look at it, it's more efficient, both in cost and operations. So you don't even need an instruction coming from your headquarters. But of course, you have a background, ma'am, from the industry. You know that there's no instructions given to us. There's only numbers that, for example, this is the figure that you need to hit. And
Deliver
from
it.
that, yes, from that, you need to go forward on your own. So it needs to, I mean, the strategies need to be fast, efficient, cost efficient, right? And of course, parang win-win to everyone, the company and its employees.
So, in trying to get a partner for outsourcing in this particular discussion, yung Manpower, what was the process that you had to go through, and what were the points that were non-negotiable para sa company niyo during those process of finding the right partner?
First one, no, of course, the first consideration was the track record of the company. Of course, we do our background checks as well. And if the, how should I say, the agency service fee is fair, and is there any complaints? I mean, complaint records from past employees at Dole, those things. We do check those things. And sometimes, of course, recommendations from our competitors, because we're in a small industry. Most of us know each other. So that's why. Those were sabihin nating subtle considerations. But of course, it will depend din sa presentation of a company to us, of any extra services that they can provide, and how efficient can they really deliver. Because I'm not gonna lie, no, we are not stuck with one manpower agency. We have several, actually. But of course, yung may pinakamagandang track record and efficiency, siya yung, kumbaga, may pinakamalaking market share or share dun sa contractual employees namin. Because we don't only hire contractual employees for our sales frontline, but also yung mga helpers, yung mga drivers, and then some office-based employees. We do hire them through manpower agencies as well.
ang dami yung tao, 1,000 contractual employees.
Actually, yun
Mention,
pala
diba,
po yung
from
contractual. Wala pa po yung
yun lang yung
unhired.
contractual, yun lang yung in-outsource nyo.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, ang tanong ko lang is that, how did you go through all of this? Was it through bidding or normally kasi diba, minsan ang problema pag bidding, lowest number makakapag-deliver, you know. Pero ano yung what sets TCL Sun apart in terms of partnering with yung outsourcing company?
Actually, because I handle our sales operations mainly, for me, it's not the pay that's important, but it's the quality of people that they provide. Because of course, some other agencies are quite lazy in filtering the applicants, right? And of course, before they introduce the employee to us and to our dealers, they need to somewhat brief them or parang softly train them before the employee undergoes some training on our end. Of course, we do grade them with yung quality ng applicants that they do send to us for approval, and then the approval of our partners, the dealers as well. Because ang dami mo nga, mabilis nga, or madami nga yung pinapadalang applicants, but if the quality is subpar, of course, that applicant will be rejected.
So, less headache talaga, no? Wag mo kong bigyan ng sakit ng ulo.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Yun yan eh. Wow, sakit ng ulo. Ayoko yan. The service level agreements are very important, especially in a partnership agreement. And normally, it's either it was already like there's a template from the service provider themselves, or the partner client has a template already. So in this situation, ano yung service level agreements niyo? How did you arrive, or how was it formed? Yung service level agreement mo with Executive Kila Rhoda?
Actually, the template came from us. It came from our legal department, and that's what we submitted to our manpower agencies for their review, or if there is any contestation coming from their end, their legal department may siguro note there, and then we will need to agree or if the revision is amenable to both parties. So, ganun po nag-arrive yung SLAs namin.
During the pandemic, I know there are a lot of things na tinamaan sa service level agreement ninyo. Is there now
every industry po.
Oo.
I think lahat po
Yung
ng industry.
SLA, diba? Yung SLA, nakaka-shock yun eh. Biglang, no work, and everything is closed, and then for the employers, the fixed cost is still there, diba? Mataas pa rin. So, what has this taught you in terms of coming up with service level agreements caveats?
Caveat. Good question, Miss Arlene. Actually, none so far, because on our end, since we are a Chinese company, right? Since January, the pandemic broke out in China, so we were somewhat preparing for if ever that pandemic will reach our country. This may happen, that may happen. So we are already meeting internally of what are the safety measures that we need to take. Now, during the pandemic, Exogen was one of our key partners to go through, not pandemic, but the ECQ, to go through that phase. Because of course, during that time, there was no work for most of our employees, and we had to come up with several programs to appease or support our employees while we were in that state. Even now, to be honest with you, it's the market is still, how should I say, not at its usual capacity. So there are shortened mall hours. So that means shortened work hours for our employees, and people are not going to the malls as usual. like before. So we do had to parang change a lot of our policies. I mean, this is the first time that we've ever experienced such a thing. I think in our lifetime. So there's
like
no
that.
manual. Yeah. So there's no manual for this. So you parang ano ka na lang impromptu ka na lang as you go along Parang whatever the situation demands. So iti-tailor fit namin yung policies. And if we don't have manpower agencies such as Exigen, we wouldn't be as fast in implementing a lot of those policies.
Wow. So the pandemic has really taught us, during these times of lockdown and the pandemic, one of the hardest hit are the appliances. Diba? Tama ba yan?
Yes.
The appliances. Kasi nobody wanted to buy. Pero nung nagbukas na yung nag-GCQ na, people are started going to the malls and people are starting to go and buy appliances. Isa ako dyan kasi isa ako dyan sa mga namili kasi naglipat kami ng bahay. And when I went to the mall, sabihin natin yung mga appliance centers na yan, I was thinking that konti lang ang pupuntang tao, pero hindi, marami pa ring tao. Jay, marami pa ring tao namimili ng appliances. And, even though madami pa rin, in this particular scenario that we all went through, marami kang nakita na bago, na mga challenges, So what dynamics changed for the partnership with Exigen during this quarantine period? I mean, there's so many things that you had to execute, diba? Yung mga COVID protocols, mga testing, yung mga ganyan. So what has changed? Medyo tumaas yung, anong tawag mo doon? Employee welfare expenses.
That's true. Well, so far, with ano ba to? Yung coordination and our operation process, it didn't change so much, except for ngayon nga, as Ms. Rhoda said, we made use of technology more during this period. But as you mentioned, Ms. Arlene, yes, we did have to para magbigay ng subsidies for rapid testing, and then subsidies for PPEs, transportation allowances, vans, those things. The expense really not only doubled but actually parang tripled dun sa
hazard pay pa.
Yeah, and then hazard pay, and then you need to entice your sales force more. So nandyan yung mga more aggressive incentive schemes, because our Manpower agency does that for us, yung mga distribution of our incentives to our sales force in the front. So I guess the sales coordinator in charge of our account medyo nahihilo na sa dami ng papers na binibigay namin sa kanya and policies, because it's like every week we have a new policy just to stay afloat for our people to stay afloat.
Jay, marami nanonood sa atin, nakikinig ng mga negosyante. You mentioned earlier na malaking bagay economically if you hire a service contracting company. Can you give us a rough estimate, at least by percentage? Mga more or less, ilang percent kaya yung masisave na isang company on having a service contractor? Para mabigyan natin yung mga ating mga listeners and viewers.
Ballpark, if a company has to do with a loan kasi, if you're slow in expanding, it's lost opportunity, right? If you don't know what to find, it's also lost opportunity, right?
Yes.
I mean, what to find in people. So maybe around 25-30%, it's actually big, because when you deploy the right people, right, your sales will be efficient. But if you somewhat parang hired lang yung kung sino-sino lang and walang filtration coming from the experts, maybe they don't know how to sell, they don't know how to do that work, right? So we leave it to the experts to find the right people for us, right? Meaning, yes, it's no secret you have to spend a little more, right, than the mandated salary range of the government per city. But that extra expense kasi would give you the extra edge then, right? To do your business faster and more efficient.
I like his word, Arlene. No? Sinabi niya, to make things faster, for them to make the company grow bigger and faster, they need a service contractor like that of Exigen and other service contractors that we have in the industry. Jay, we really appreciate your giving us time for this interview. For your experiential insight, napakaganda. As mentioned, Manpower Services is here to stay. Companies have a definite requirement for manpower outsourcing, especially for frontline jobs like sales. In the very same way that our OFWs are output of the very same manpower. Of course, that's another service contracting service. We shall have the partnership tandem and see how their working relationships grow from here as we pause for a break.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be back shortly. This is Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook. Simple lang. I-type lang ang letter V81 Radio. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Ano na nga ba ang nangyayari sa Pinas? May pagbabago ba? Umuunlad ba tayo? Kausapin natin ang iba't ibang namumuno sa mga lokal na pamahalaan at national agencies na sumusuporta sa mga proyekto para sa kaunlaran. Libutin natin ang iba't ibang lugar sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao para malaman ang mga pagbabago at mga bagong destinasyon. Kilalanin kung sino-sino ang mga nasa LGU. Ano ba ang impact ng LGU sa araw-araw nating pamumuhay? Learn more about your city dito sa KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. Samahan si Rachel Bonus at Raul Santos tuwing Sabado, 1:00 ng hapon, Philippine Time. KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. KPI, Kaunlaran at Pagbabago para sa inyo. Dito lang yan para sa inyo sa V81 Radio. Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan, samahan si Attorney Jai at DJ Gore sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Go Palakas! Go Palakas! Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan tuwing Sabado, 10 a.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Now back to Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
We're back now, partner.
We're back. Yes. Napakaganda ng natututunan natin dito, and it's so nice now we'll have JT now on board.
Yes, JT, anong natutunan natin sa discussion? I'm sure marami ako natutunan.
A lot of things. I think on the part of Rhoda, we definitely learned a lot of things when it comes to not just in entrepreneurship and how to scale companies, but also the relevance of service contracting and the need for a very flexible workforce right now. Given these challenging times. I think also on the side of TCL, we also learned how can companies sort of adapt to the new normal, and how can they manage their workforce and in the through programs and initiatives as we transition and tide ourselves over. So more than happy and glad to actually see both guys on deck when we sort of see how they were able to leverage that partnership for the better.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, Arlene.
oh, let's call them back na. So marami pa tayo.
Yes.
Oh.
So let's have Rhoda from Exigen and Jay from TCL Sun.
Yes. Hi, Jay and Rhoda. Jay,
Hello.
I forgot to ask earlier, no? Maybe you can call for our audience and listeners to advise them, I mean, give them insights how can they avail of their products. Gaano kalaki naman ang sale. So maybe you can call for engagement for this.
Oh, thank you for this part. Yeah, you can buy our products nationwide sa major dealers. Pwedeng sa local dealers near you, and of course our major dealers like SM Appliance, Abenson, Robinson, in which Miss Rhoda is providing our manpower for those dealers. So of course we're better known for our television products, but we have expanded already our product line with air conditioners and then washing machines, and then soon we will also launch our air purifier products.
Oh, tama-tama yan, especially nowadays, yung product na
Yeah.
yan.
So again, yun nga po yung sinasabi ko kanina. Medyo aggressive ang demand ng headquarters namin. So biglaan yung mga expansion. So there's where Miss Rhoda's company come to the rescue.
Yeah. Speaking of this, Arlene and JT, no? Nakikita natin yung partnership ng dalawang company, Exigen and TCL. They've been together for 12 years. Yung engagement nila. So how is it now, Rhoda and Jay? Yung goals ba, na-meet ba yung expectation during this 12 years period? Kamusta ba yung serbisyo? Kamusta ba, Rhoda, ang TCL? Kamusta ba, Jay, ang Exigen pagdating sa pag-exchange ng services nyo and partnership nyo together?
Rhoda, go first.
Yeah.
Bingo, one of the things pala na gusto ko lang i-clarify, by the way, yung mga most of the people deployed sa aming mga principal companies or mga principal clients are regular employees of executive genesis. So mayroong misconception, I need to correct that misconception na lahat ng mga empleyado or workers under the employ of service contractors are contractuals. Hindi po totoo yun. Okay? Marami dyan ang mga regular employees na ng mga service contractors who went through the probationary period. Ganon. Para hindi malito na sa siguro ang mga tao bakit merong kaya nagkaroon ng issue noon contractualization dahil yung alam nila is merong 555 endo, so hindi sila regular na employees, but no, they are regular employees of ours, but they need to go through the probationary period. Same thing with yung mga regular na companies na nag-hire ng mga tao. Okay, with TCL, I just want to thank TCL sa'yo, Jay, maraming salamat for allowing Executive Genesis to coexist with you, to co-prosper with you. So, Bingo and Arlene and to everyone, for the past years kasi na president din ako ng PulseCon, part of my advocacy is to promote legitimate service contracting. To tell you, I lost some of my clients who were not cooperative to comply with the regulations of the law. Kasi ang non-compliance ng mga regulations of the law would result syempre sa violation ng rights of the workers who are the lifeblood ng ating industriya and should be one of the reasons kung bakit nag-i-exist ang service contracting company like us at ang industriya. So, nakapasalamat na lang ako sa TCL na kami yung kauna-unahang partner nila nung dinala ang TCL Sun dito sa Philippines in 2006. So 14 years na po kami na doing business with TCL. Yun na po katagal yung partnership namin ng TCL.
Solid. Super solid.
Tsaka ang ganda na ng relationship nila, hindi naman magtatagal ng ganun kung di naging maganda ang business
Oh,
relationship.
speaking of a very strong relationship, ay hindi naman to biglang umusbong lang or dahil kakilala
No.
ni Jay si Miss Rhoda
No.
in their past employments or engagements. But I believe
No.
it has something to do with being able to deliver the deliverables dun sa service level agreement. Tama ba?
Yeah.
Yes,
So, yeah, moving forward, no. So how were you able to develop a very strong and solid relationship as a service provider and as a customer partner? Sabi nga ni Rhoda, he coexist and ano yung isa?
Co-prosper.
Co-prosper. So,
Mhm.
napakagandang terminology na nakuha natin ngayon, no? Co-prosper. So, how were you able to develop that? Ano yung mga foundation that you had to lay down? Yung mga things that you had to go through as business partners in these times from the beginning up to now, especially during the pandemic?
Pwedeng idadagdag ko lang at sasagutin ko lang yung tanong ni Arlene. Malaking factor dyan is si Emma Sandico. Diba? Shout out. Special shout out kay Emma Sandico. Siya ho yung aming account executive. Siya ho yung salesperson namin na representing Exigen, handling TCL account. So malaking factor ho siya. I need to give the credit kay Emma Sandico. And of course, in addition to that, is yung transparency between kami at saka ng TCL, communication. Sasabihin namin kung meron silang mga demands sa amin at hindi namin kaya, we would be honest enough to tell them hindi namin kaya yan. Hanggang dito lang kami. So parang take it or leave it, parang ganon. Pero they are so generous enough and kind enough and good enough, nice enough to understand kung saan din kami kung ano yung sitwasyon din namin and where we're coming from.
Yeah. Actually, Miss Rhoda saw our company grow. I think parang when I came on board TCL, we were not even in the top 10 sa TV players. And now I don't want to say kung nasa na kami sa industry because there might be other players watching your show. But from that point to this point where we are now, Exigen has been there, very supportive. Yeah, sometimes we're demanding. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Rhoda, that's my job. But as much as I can, adjust, diba? We do that.
Yes,
so that's how you mainly coexist. Of course, us being the customer, sometimes we're demanding, right? And Miss Emma, again, shout out to you, is very patient to listen to me whenever I have some issues, right? And well, at the end of the day, we get to a point where it's amenable to both companies, and we go forward from there.
I think one of the key words that I had to highlight here is the word transparency. Diba? You have to be very transparent with each other. Parang marriage yan eh, diba? You have to be very transparent. You have to be true. Pero hindi lahat nagko-cooperate. You know, there will always be the heart of the service provider to tell you and guide the customers. Pero hindi lahat ng customer partner gustong sumunod, 'di ba? Laging ayaw ko 'yan. There are clients like that, but learning from Rhoda now, ang na-pick up ko kanina, you guys, kayo Jay, you were willing to comply with whatever the regulation of the law is being mandated. So I think that is very crucial. Don't you think, JT?
It is, Arlene. It is, and I definitely agree. Transparency, but also one thing I observed from this kind of relationship was usually in partnerships like this, one would always have the sort of the leverage over the other, right? And it's almost always the customer having this a little bit of leverage over the service provider, right? And so you would always encounter circumstances wherein on a negotiating table, on a negotiating plane, someone has the upper hand, right? But I guess what I saw from this partnership, which is really the beauty of it, there's level-headedness when it comes to the acceptance of inputs, right? We saw in a particular scenario we're in, inputs coming from Rhoda had to be accepted by the customer, not because Rhoda simply wants to, but because it is what's stated in the law, right? You want everything to be compliant, you want everything to be above board, right? So just because you're the customer, and this has been glamorized, for time immemorial, that the customer is king, I would say in this scenario, both are kings and both are level-headed kings. Wherein each side would definitely have valuable inputs. Jay would have inputs, for instance, for Rhoda, and Rhoda would have valuable inputs for Jay, right? So the level-headedness and the acceptance of those inputs, I think, is very, very important.
Yeah.
Rhoda, do you have a slide presentation that you can show to us regarding exchange services? Or was it already included dun sa earlier video natin?
Yeah, it's all in the video that we showed earlier. In addition lang siguro doon sa sinabi ko rin kanina, and as mentioned by JT, that well, I don't consider actually our clients as customers lang per se, but I consider them as partners, and we want to be considered as partners as well. So kapag merong partners, kapag may partnership, merong founded by a good relationship, right? And the key or the ingredients should be there. Trust, respect, and as I said kanina, dapat we need to coexist and co-prosper together. So, importante siguro yung mga ingredients na yun, the trust and respect. And walang lamangan, we are partners. We need to co-prosper together and coexist.
Wow. I love the word Arlene and JT, no, sa sinabi ni Rhoda. The partnership between the two companies, they both coexist and they both co-prosper. There you have it. The partnership of TCL San and Executive Genesis as our model for partnership in a manpower service industry. Well, for it to prosper, there should be legitimate, compliant, clear, and exact with definitive goals and agreement. Tulad nga na sinabi ni Rhoda, is yung respect nandun yung mutual trust for one another. The execution will come in handy and fit for excellent performance and to the next level. We shall have our concluding segment right after this final break.
We'll be back shortly. This is Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Now back to Two for the Road. Two for the Road. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide.
We're back, partners.
Yes, we're back.
Yes, we're back. Hi, JT. So, ang dami ko natutunan. Nakakatuwa yung engagement nila, no? I mean, for a partnership to prosper, there's a lot of key ingredients needed. Nandun yung respect, nandun yung mutual trust, and then nakikita mo talaga naging very fruitful yung partnership nila. They both co-prosper. As the TCL company grew over the years, so does Exigen. Lalo ding lumaki ang Exigen because there was the intention for both companies is good. Sabi nga ni Rhoda kanina, importante na yung relationship is nandun yung magandang communication level nila. Pag may problema, madali na mag-ayusin. Kung yung mga challenges, pwedeng pag-usapan. Right, JT?
Yeah. I think yung insights coming from Rhoda and Jay would sort of serve as guideposts also for a lot of entrepreneurs, not just service providers, but entrepreneurs in general and leaders within their organization. Maganda yung partnership then. I think it's going to be considered as a benchmark partnership for companies like TCL, and also for service providers like Rhoda.
Agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Tama. Something that we all can emulate. The relationship that they have has actually transcended just the client-supplier relationship. It's now a partnership. Diba? It's really two for the road, pivoting partnerships. Diba?
Tama.
Sila yun.
That's right. That's right.
I think JT has some announcements to make.
Yeah, we have a couple of exciting announcements, maybe just to keep everyone posted on exciting developments happening within our community. The first one is regarding our training center partner, June Garing School of Professional Selling. As you can see in here, he's one of our gurus for selling, and you can see on the screen June Garing's book for selling. So, take note of our developments and our partnership with the June Garing School of Professional Selling. We're going to come out with exciting programs soon. The second thing that we would like to update you with is regarding our faith partner. Again, this is still one of the programs that we have with June Garing, the making of a Filipino sales champion. Right? So we'll route this via our Viber groups and all our digital channels. Next one, please. Okay, of course, our second one is our faith partner, the Sure Word PMCC Pentecostal Missionary Church of Christ. Right, so this is also one of our partners. So we're going to be cascading initiatives and projects coming from this particular partner within our community too. The third one, of course, our administrative partner and our taxation partner, which is Oformo Consulting. In here, you can see that there is taxation for self-employed. This is a webinar that's going to be held on August 27 at 3 p.m. So don't forget, you have the QR code flash there. Just pick up your phone, open your camera, and scan the QR code. First 20 registrants, we'd like to reinforce this, would get a 1-month free consultation, bookkeeping, and BIR compliance. Definitely beneficial to all our SMEs. Next. And of course, our coaching partner, Leadership in Motion. You can see in here, it's just quite small, but shared leadership, a new way to lead. This is a new event. There's a QR code is also there. So take up your phone, scan the QR code so you get to know more details about the event. This is going to be happening September 4. That's a Tuesday. That's at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Arlene, I think you have a couple announcements.
Of course, for My Cartero, the first self-service shipping platform in the Philippines. If you have any exports that you need to send abroad or locally, you don't have to worry about going out of your house during this GCQ or MECQ. All you have to do is log in to www.mycartero.com, and you can encode everything. You get the tracking number immediately. It's the first shipping that is actually connected with the UPU system through our partners. And then there's also cashless transactions. So you can pay either GCash or PayMaya or online transfers. You can do that. And then once you hit book, just wait for our rider to arrive and your shipments will be off to your parcel to the destination office. We are actually expanding our areas to receive your packages from Cebu, Davao, Cagayan, and Pampanga. So we already have there. So monitor our movements in our social media pages or in our website, www.mycartero.com. I believe by September, we would be releasing something for our viewers here in Two for the Road, Pivoting Partnership. So like and share our page, both My Cartero and ating itong Two for the Road, and we will release something out for everybody listening by September. Watch out for that. And Bingo?
Yeah, thanks, partner. And of course, for those who would like to venture in the hotel, you may visit our Facebook page, Rexel Land, or you can just type in Rexel Land and our sellers, our in-house agents and in-house managers will be ready to entertain all your inquiries. Currently, we have an operational hotel in Coron, but due to pandemic, medyo nag-stop muna yung operation for the meantime. And then we also have an upcoming hotel in Boracay, in Cebu, in Bantayan Island. And by next year, we hope to launch Siargao, Batanes, and some more locations in the country like Tagaytay. For the next one, we have dual fuel. We are the first gasoline station that in all our gasoline station outlets will be having, aside from petroleum products, we will be having EV charging facility. This is for the influx of electric vehicles. So ngayon kasi Arlene and JT, madami ng mga scooter na that needs electric charging. And soon, once the excise tax has been reduced in the Congress, dadami yung influx ngayon ng mga EV charge vehicles. And I have as my partners yung mga PBA legends like si Jericho Dinera, Jojo Lastimosa, Val David, the Triggerman, Alan K. Dick, Noli Locsin, and Marlo Aquino. So these guys will manage as well the different franchise stations of dual fuel. And lastly,
Bingo,
yes,
bago tayo mapunta sa iba,
yes.
pag nag-launch ka niyan, invite mo kami ha, kasi idol ko lahat yung mga partners mo.
Sure.
How about picture up with them?
Sure.
Oo, ha?
Yes.
Okay.
In one of the ribbon cutting ceremony, we'll be inviting you. They'll be there.
Sulat ko na yun.
Yes. And then we have also, because of the challenging times, it's very essential that we take our supplements to boost our immune system. So this product of ours, the company is called RevitMed. RevitMed means to restore, to re-energize, to revive. So we are involved in the distribution of vitamins and medicines. We have our own product called Immune C500. It's an immune booster vitamin composed of natural fruits. So meron siyang papaya, may acerola. This is more potent than taking a vitamin C made out of synthetic. So ito lahat puro fruits na ginawang spray powder and were put into a veggie capsule. So Immune C500 is one such product that will help you boost your immune system. We have another one which is Immuno 500. I think hindi na nailagay din yung slide, but we have another product which is Immuno 500, which is also made from natural ingredients like tawa-tawa, malunggay, and oregano, which will also help you improve your immune system and strengthen your lungs. So that's it. And by September nga pala, I'll be plugging na rin. We'll be having a new show at V81 Radio. It's called Let's Go Negosyo Now Na.
Wow!
Starting September. Yours truly will be anchoring the show together with Rolly Pagaspas, and we hope to have more co-hosts on our next episode. So we'd like to invite everyone listening now to watch the show as well. Let's Go Negosyo Now Na.
Now na. Wag bukas. Now na. Diba? Yes, sinasabi ko sa'yo, JT we're very fortunate to have known Bingo Matta Yan ang next tycoon of the Philippines.
Now na
Now na.
And also on behalf of our business mentor and retail transformation guru, we would like also to announce this and update our community that there is, of course, our very own flagship brand and our flagship program, TalkShop Asia Global Rewind. We're going to be having a rewind tomorrow. That's going to be at 3 p.m. We have no less than the president of the Philippine Retailers Association and, of course, the senior vice president and COO of Vulcan Depot, our very own Rosemary Ong, to be included in that TalkShop Asia Global Rewind. So wag po natin kalimutan. So baybayan po natin ang ating flagship program na TalkShop Asia Global. And also, because TalkShop Asia Global is truly global and has actually expanded its footprint in specific continents across the world, we will also be having on August 25, that's California time, TalkShop Asia Global USA edition. That's going to be Wednesday for Philippine time, Manila time, at 10 a.m. So their guest is going to be attorney Fernando Ronnie Penarroyo, a mining lawyer, and our co-host for that would be Charito Rosario Cahucom Bradbury as one of the anchors, and of course Joseph Bayan as the co-host, and of course Rolly Pagaspas as our founding anchor. So don't forget, Talk Shop Asia Global USA Edition. That's August 26, Manila time at 10 a.m. That'll be August 25, 7 p.m. California time.
Thanks.
And also, yeah, go ahead, Bingo.
Yeah, meron pa tayo isa.
Yeah, one last announcement, just so we can update the whole community. Again, we're gonna be having our next Talk Shop Asia Global Digital Crowd Fest. This is gonna be our 15th Digital Crowd Fest for this month. That's gonna be on August 27 at 2 to 4 p.m. We're gonna be having very insightful and expert resource speakers in the name of Professor Jimwell Naval. Dr. Jimwell Naval, of course, is from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. And also because it's Ghost Month right now, right? And we ought to know the alignment of lucky charms and the stars with us. We're going to be having our feng shui consultant from Dragon Phoenix Enterprises, Jean Yu Chua. And of course, our community leaders for that would be, of course, Rolly, our very own and our good friend, Richie Kuna, Mr. Fior Energy, our franchising leader. Of course, Ruby Palma, our coaching leader. And of course, our millennial strategies, Dory, Di Maunahan. So we're going to be having that. Don't forget, that's our 15th Digital Crowd Fest for this month, August 27 at 2 to 4.
Wow. Ang daming talagang very busy na, no? Yung lumalaki network ng V81 Radio and ng Talk Shop Asia. As you can see, even Two for the Road, ang dami nang nakikipag-partner sa atin, like yung mga minention natin. Kaya na sila June Garing, and then we have Leadership in Motion. So partnership is really growing bigger in Two for the Road. Maybe we can call on back now again our guests, Rhoda and Jay, to join us.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Jay. As part of our tradition here in Two for the Road, we would like to ask both of you to say your last word or wisdom or however you might want to say to our audience and listeners. Maybe we can begin first with the lady, Rhoda.
All right. Thanks, Bingo. Well, in as much as I don't want sana to mention kung ilang taon na ako, but I'd like to remind you rin, Bingo, na kilala ko rin yung mga basketball players na pinakita mo kanina. So, napapahalata kami kung anong na kami, anong dekada kami galing. Okay? But anyway, kidding aside, kaya ko sinabi yun para imbitahin mo rin ako sa opening.
Yes, sure.
Mo. Anyway, well, to Jay and to our friends in TCL, in behalf of Executive Genesis, we would like to thank you for the trust and confidence in us. And thank you for being a very good partner for how many years now? Since 2006, as I mentioned kanina. And to my fellow service contractors out there, please join PALSCON. PALSCON stands for Philippine Association of Legitimate Service Contractors. So please join PALSCON. There's always a strength in numbers, okay? And to you, join the rest of PALSCON members in fighting the misconception that we violate the rights of the workers. Hindi ho totoo yun. So let's all continue to fight the misconception. Let's all fight the illegitimate, unethical, and immoral way of doing the business of service contracting. And to the companies out there, do what you do best and outsource the rest to the service contractors. Two for the Road, maraming salamat for having me. Thank you, Bingo, Arlene, JT, and to Rolly. And God bless everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Rhoda, we might talk on dual fuel for service contracting.
Wow.
I might need your help on that.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about that.
Jay, your last word for our audience?
Yeah. So, of course, first of all, thank you for having me on your in your show, and I would like to thank Ma'am Rhoda always for your service and our partnership. It's very well appreciated. our company wouldn't be here without our partnership. And for those marketing practitioners or entrepreneurs who are still undecided whether you'd go with a Manpower agency, don't. It's worth the money. It will help you grow faster and more efficiently. I think that's it for me. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Jay.
Bingo,
And
if
of
I
course,
can add, one
yeah,
last.
yes, please.
Okay, sorry ah. And the reason why I said yung co-prosper with our partners kanina is because we want also the company grow. We want to survive because we want to provide more decent jobs sa mga Filipino workforce, Filipino workers. So that's the reason
Yeah.
why we mentioned yung co-prosperity and coexistence.
That's a good one. Thanks,
Yeah, that's
Rhoda.
true. You know, in addition lang, kasi I remember when we started, parang nasa 250 pa lang ang employees namin na outsourced But now we're close to 1,000 na. So imagine from that time to this time, right?
DCL is one of the leading brands now. DCL is one of the leading brands now in the market.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that.
Ang ganda talaga ng partnership ng Exigent.
Thanks to Rhoda.
Yeah.
Thanks to
And
Exigent.
again, thank you, Rhoda, and thank you, Jim, for gracing the show. And of course, hindi kompleto kung hindi rin tayo mag-ask ng last word coming from JT.
Yeah, thank you so much, partner Bingo and Arlene, and of course our very own guests Rhoda and Jay. We learned so much, and I'm sure sa ating po mga nanonood at nakikinig, on behalf of our millions of viewers across the world of V81 Radio Worldwide, we would like to thank everyone for tuning in and listening for the Two for the Road Pivoting for Partnerships. Abangan po ninyo lahat ng mga exciting na programa, lahat ng mga exciting na initiatives and programs coming from V81 Radio Worldwide. On behalf of also our radio anchor, our founding anchor, Rolly Pagaspas, thank you everyone. And we look forward to having more partnership runs in succeeding episodes.
And of course, ang napakagandang partner natin, si Arlene.
Of
Kaya
course!
gusto ko yung ni-introduce ni Bingo tsaka ni Rolly tsaka ni JT. So it's so nice to be with you today. So thank you, Rhoda, for saying yes to the invitation kahit, alam mo yun, third episode ko pa lang dito and you're showing support already, not only to me, but also to a lot of people out there willing to learn from you, emulate you, follow you, lahat na, diba? Kasi ang daming matututunan. You're a lady full of strength and wisdom and what else can I say? And your relationship with PCL is something that people will really learn a lot from. So alam ko hindi lang si partner Bingo and partner JT ang maraming nakitang maganda sa partnerships ninyong dalawa. And even ako marami, no? And the people watching or listening to our radio program, alam ko marami ring na-pick up na points. And it's so nice to see that your relationship is really anchored on trust. You're anchored on, ano ba yung mga sinabi nyo kanina? People development, people empowerment. Your advocacy is really now showing, by growing the business. CTCL is one of the beneficiaries of your advocacy, Rhoda, of Exigent's advocacy. And it's so nice to really see that in the Philippines, partnerships such as this, yung service contracting, has been widely accepted and practiced na. And one thing good about that is that people, employers, and partners alike have started to really embrace becoming compliant to the law. At iba, yun yung magandang nakita natin. And kita-kita naman natin sa paglago ng Exigent at paglago ng TCL, it's so very evident that unless the Lord builds the house, the builders build in vain. So, yun ang aking masasabi at ang na-pick up ko sa relationship yung dalawa. Really, really, thank you very much for sharing your partnership with us. Bingo?
Yes, thanks, partner Arlene. I've always said in the previous shows, yung para sa akin, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, only perfect intentions. And if ever you'll be partnering with someone your intention must be a good one. And just like yung kaninang in-explain natin, yung partnership ng TCL, yung partnership ng Exogen, nandyan yung trust, nandyan yung confidence, nandyan yung transparency, at yung intention nila sa isa't isa nandyan. That's why up to now, the relationship between these two companies is continually growing. So I hope and wish you more success, Exogen and TCL. Thank you for gracing the show. JT will do now the extra for us.
Yeah, I think just one last thing, Bingo and Arlene, partners. I think Rhoda, it's only rightful. I think Rhoda also has a YouTube channel. Rhoda, anyayahan mo naman ang ating mga nakikinig at nanonood to check out also your YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you so much, JT, for the opportunity also. I just want to invite everyone to check out lang my YouTube channel, Negosyente. It's part, again, of my advocacy rin to help aspiring entrepreneurs naman. So, thank you very much for that. Please check out Negosyente in YouTube. Thank you so much.
All right. So that was Rhoda, Negosyente on YouTube.
Yes.
Check out the channel. So, partner Bingo, I'll start now with our extra.
Yes, started.
Okay. So as what we would always say on Two for the Road, Pivoting for Partnerships program, things happen on a tipping point, but parties will always have a deciding moment on who to partner with.
And just like as what we have witnessed today, partnerships would always bring new dimensions to our businesses, preparing the organization for the next level.
And business challenges will be met easily with success if we embrace being two
for the road.
For the road.
The program that is a call for the times during this 21st century pandemic, seeing breakthrough beyond horizons. This is Two for the Road. Challenges are usually solved and stepped up to as partners know the worth and value of being two for the road. Join the global business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas and the global marketing leader Bingo Matta as they discuss collaborations in the program that pivots on partnerships. This is Two for the Road every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio Worldwide. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station, streaming worldwide. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakita.